Hello, whistleblowers everywhere. Today's tune breakdown is a big one. Big piping tune, played on the whistle, played on the flute, played on whatever you want, really. It's the tune, The Books of Oranmore. So, as usual, I'm going to play it through without any ornamentation apart from some cuts to separate the notes, which are the same. I'm going to play it through at 60 BPM, which I'm going to count in cut common time. So it's going to go 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Yeah. So yeah, this version is the closest one I've found to the version that I play and the one that I think most people will be familiar with. There are, as usual, lots of different variations. This is a great tune for putting in variations, and really there's very few people who play it the same way, exactly the same way twice. It's a great tune for adding variation and for putting a few little ornaments and a few other kind of rhythmic changes to the tune. But it's a great tune, and again, it's got quite a few parts to it. It's got sort of like 4 parts, so it's a 4-part reel. So don't be put off by the amount of parts. Just take your time with it and just work through each section slowly, and you'll soon be ripping through this tune with the best of them. Anyway, this is the Books of Oranmore, and I've set my click to 60, and I'm going to play it through without ornaments, as I said, just a few cuts to separate notes, which are the same. So, clicked it to 60, I'm going to play the Books of Oranmore as it's written in the sheet music. Again, yeah, no fancy variations or anything. This is the basic version. So here we go. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. So as you noticed, I had to make a few little changes to get some breathing in, and that's something that you may have to do just because we've got so many long eighth notes going on there, long passages of eighth notes. So if you need to drop a note for a breath, then that's absolutely fine. But the usual thing is if you try not to drop a breath on a strong beat, drop a note on a strong beat to take a breath. Try and make sure that you take a breath on a note which is not going to be so noticeable and so missed. The first beat is never a good one to drop. So let's have a closer look at some of the ornaments that we can use in each section. So I'm going to start off by playing each section through, adding some rolls, some cuts, some taps, just the basic kind of ornaments that we would use, and then we can have a look at some of the variation a bit later on. So let's start with the first A part. So immediately we've got that long crotchet or quarter note A. So what we can do here is short roll, short roll, and then short roll on the E as well. So let's break that down. So short roll on the A, another short roll. Now you can either do a short roll or just to tap the A. And you can do a short roll on the E there. So we'll put those together. I like to put a cut on that B as well. So the other way you can do this is to do what I call the tripleted or tongued short roll. So I'm tonguing it, so I'm sounding the note first, cutting it, then tapping it. It gives it a tripleted effect like this. So we're getting note, cut, tap. Now it's the same principle as the long roll, but we're condensing it rhythmically into the time of a short roll. And it gives it that tripleted kind of sound. And I quite like to use that sometimes. It gives it a little bit of a different kind of feel. So without normal short roll, tripleted. So yeah, just adding an extra little step. Now you have to tongue that to get the note separation for the note, cut, tap. Otherwise you can't really do the tripleted. You won't get the tripleted rhythm. That digga-da-da, digga-da-da. So it's like a tongued roll, but we've got that extra component. So we're adding that extra note, cut, tap. So we're doing the same as the long roll. So the long roll would be, but we're condensing it into the time of a short roll. So a dotted quarter note, we're condensing the same finger movements, but into the time of a regular quarter note. So the long roll and the tripleted short roll. Regular short roll. So you can hear there's a difference, and I quite like to use it, certainly to tongue these notes to get the separation and to add that tripleted effect on this. So when we play it, which is the first line. So let's have a look at the second line now. So lots of repeating. And again, you can do that tripleted roll on the E. Or regular. And then I'm just going to add some cuts. So I'm cutting on the D, E, F, G, cut the A, F, cut the A, B. So I'm cutting the high F and I'm cutting the E on that last bar on the second line. So the last two bars of the second line. Now you can cut both high Fs if you want and leave the E. Or again, personal choice. Decide which one you like best and use it. So I'm going to play it through twice, the A part. First time I'm going to play it with regular short rolls, and then the next time I'll play it through with tripleted short rolls. So here we go. do it at 60. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now with the tripleted. Okay, so have a go at that, and let's now move on to part B. So part B is going to be the third and fourth line. So here we've got bars 1 and 2 on the third line. So what you can do is to cut. So I'm cutting the A, then cutting the D for separation, then cutting the A again, D, cutting the B, D, cutting the A, D, F, A, cutting the B, E, and then short roll on the second E. So it sounds like this. What I like to do is, again, you can choose on that crotchet D, on that quarter note D. I like to put a little cran there. And again, you can triplet it, that short roll on E, or you can play it as a regular short roll. Now you can either do a simple cran, which is middle index, middle on the D, or the full cran where you add the extra A cut. And you can even cran the E at the end if you wanted to just use crans. Okay, so if you're not quite there with your crans, or if you're finding it a bit overwhelming to cran that D, you can just do a little triplet like this. Yeah, so. And I'm going to cut the first note of that triplet. So lots of cuts in this. Sorry. So yeah, just take your time with that, figuring out where the cuts go. Yeah, so you've got until bar 3, you've got that triplet written in. So you can take that triplet from bar 3 and put it in bar 1. Now again, on the A in the third bar, you can either just short roll it regularly or just do a tripleted. Yeah, you go. And I put a few cuts in there. I'm cutting the G in the last bar on the third line, and the E. So the whole of the third line. Fourth line, you can go exactly the same. and then repeat of the same figure that you have in the A part. Almost the same, it's just slightly different, isn't it? Yeah. That's to set us up to go into the C part. So the whole of the B part now. And now let's put the click at 60 and play it. 1, 2, 1, 2. That leads us on nicely to the C part. So, onto the C part. So, this is a good reel to introduce the concept of that tripleted short roll. Of course, you can play them as regular short rolls and they'll sound absolutely fine, but I like to use that tongue tripleted kind of da. So, da, 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 tongue cut tap, tongue cut tap. So, the regular. So we're playing it pretty much as it is, but we're putting a short roll on the crotchet or the quarter note A's. Now, if you triplet in it, so again, I'm cutting those notes to add an emphasis to them. It gives it that kind of drive, yeah? Gives it an emphasis. You're emphasizing the strong beats on it, da 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 da, which is great for tunes like this. Lots of energy. So you want to build in some of that emphasis by using some cuts on that. Yeah. So we're on the C part, and basically what I'm doing is just putting some short rolls, either regular short rolls or the tripleted tongue short rolls. Again, it's up to you how you want to do it. Use either or use both or use any. Again, it's all about choice. So let me play through the C part now. That's lines 5 and 6. Here we go. Again, I'm putting some strategic cuts in. So cutting the E, cutting the high B, same thing with the next 2 bars. So there. Cut the G, cut the F, cut the E, D. Yeah. So line 6 is pretty much the same, apart from, yeah, it's pretty much the same, slight difference at the end on the last bar. So the different last 2 bars, which is a recurring theme. So these last 2 bars will crop up, and you're able to do pretty much the same thing with them for now. Again, you can add variations as you want, but for now we'll just keep it. So cut the second A, cut the B, got the A. And then the last bar on the 6th line. So bars 3 and 4 on the line 6. And again, at speed, when you're cutting that, you might get away with that cheat D. I don't recommend this cheat D. Try and get that finger up as much as possible for the middle D. But there are times when you can get away with what I call a cheat D, which is all fingers down. It's not as reliable, that D, and I don't recommend it for any length of time. But as a passing note, you can get away with that cheat D, but do not use it as a regular D because it does have its issues. Okay, so let's have a look at lines 5 and 6 with those ornaments. Again, I'll play it through twice. First of all, I'll play it with the regular rolls and then with the tripleted short roll with the tongue, yeah? Now with the tripleted, let's do it at 60, yeah? 1, 2, 1, 2. And again with the short rolls as regular. And that brings us nicely on to the C part, the D part. I actually counted, miscorrect. It's not a 4-part reel at all. It's a 5-part reel. My maths was a bit off, so excuse my my mistake there. I initially said it was a 4-part reel. It's not, of course. It's a 5-part reel. And so we've done parts A, B, C. Now we're on for part D. And then we've just got part E to go after that. So a 5-part reel, so excuse my my mistake there. Okay, so on to part D, which is lines 7 and 8. Okay, again, we're going to use either the regular short roll or the tripleted short roll. Or you can just play it plain if you want, like we did right at the beginning. So slowly, I'll do the first line. So I'm using that cutting figure on the G. So G, E, F, D, E, D, B, D. So line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, line 7 is, so we can do either a regular short roll, or you can do the or just the regular. Now, if you're going from the F to the E and you want to do a short roll, it's tricky. So you may want to just add a little tap on the E. And no one will be any the wiser. However, if you do want to do a short roll on it, you can do a triplet, and it sounds lovely if you go. The other thing we can do is what's called a little trill. Now this is very much a piper's thing. Lots of piping versions have that little trill. So I'm just going. It's also called a shake, and you can just basically just moving your finger up and down. So I'll show you both ways. So first of all, with the short roll. And we got that repeating figure that we had in part D, or part C. Yeah. So let's try it now with the shake. So let's try that now a bit slower with I'll do it with the roll first and then with the shake. So now with the shake. Let's do that at 60 now. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now with the shake. And that leads us on to the last part, the part E. So part E, now what we've got is a load of running quavers or running eighth notes. So we might have to drop a note for a breath, unless you've got lungs like Aquaman. You will need to probably drop a note, certainly for playing it slowly. So lots of cuts in this section. We want lots of energy, lots of drive. So I'm going, cut the F, cut the E, cut the F again, cut the F, cut the E, and again, so we got the same pattern. And that short roll. Now again, either tripleted or the regular. And then, so we're emphasizing those strong beats with cuts. So watch my head. So every time I was shaking my head, that's where the cut was. You can hear it, yeah? And the last line. slowly, I'm going to go through the last two lines of part E with the cuts. Brings us on to back to the beginning again. So let's set the click to 60 and we'll play it to time. 1, 2. And again, if you need to drop a note for a breath, then feel free to do so. Like I did there, I dropped the last D to get a breath in. So I went. Right, so let's play it all the way through now at 60 with the ornaments that we've put in. Again, I'm going to play it. I'm going to use the tripleted short roll. However, you're welcome to use the regular short roll or just play it straight if you want. So here we go. 1, 2, 1. Okay, let's have a look now at some variations. Now this is a tune which lends itself to umpteen different variations. You can put as much in as you want or as little in as you want. I'll just show you a few things that I do. But again, this tune is really made to add some variations. So here are a few that I like to put in. So as I said, there's lots of variations we can put in this. So I'm just going to play it through and I'll play it through as we've done it, and then I'll add a few little variations and just talk about those in general. So A part as written. Okay, so variations. Again, like to put a few running rolls. Yeah, so I'm going. So just adding a few extra A rolls and then coming in with the figure at the end of the second bar. So So again, you can put some running rolls. Again, now I'm tripleting that. So rather than just going B to D, I'm tripleting. And again, the last bar on the first line, adding that extra F sharp on. So I'm going E, F, G, F, E, D. So I'm adding an extra note to get a little triplet. Now again, you can triple tongue those and make those staccato. That sounds quite tricksy like that. So yeah, maybe throw that in. And again, think about how you can vary that that A part and the second line. So you could go, what's written? You could go, or, which is a whole load of short rolls. Sounds a bit tricky, yeah? Again, you don't have to do these, just are ideas for variations. So a little variation you might want to put in is on the last two bars, what's written. So what I like to do, so just put a cran on the D, and then add an F sharp. So it's going cran on the D, D, F, and then I'm doing a long roll on the A. So what's written? Variation. So that's the A part, some ideas for variation there. So you could go whole of the A part, yeah. Okay, so the B part. Again, I'm going to put those triplets in. So I'm just repeating that figure. So we're adding lots of tripleted figures here. So let me break that down slowly for you. So what's written? So as a variation. So you're repeating that figure in bar 3 on the third line. Yeah, it sounds tricksy. Now that's going to take some practice to get that up to speed, but slowly, yeah, work on it slowly for now. And on the fourth line, you can do the same kind of thing. And again. You can add that cran if you want, or you can just play it as written. So I'm going to play the lines 3 and 4, first as written, then with the variation. Now with the variation. Right, so that's A and B. Right, so parts C, so that's line 5 and 6. So what's written? So what we could do, again, you could substitute a roll for a cran. You could put a cheeky little triplet in there. Yeah. Again. Now we're getting adding triplets all over the place here. So again, you know, these are just ideas, and you're welcome to use them or try them out if you want. So the last bar, we're tripleting. G, F, E, F, E, D. And again, line 6. Right, so the last two bars. So what we can do, so slowly, doing a short roll, 2 triplets, B, A, G, A, G, F, and I'm cutting. And then the last bit, another little triplet. So let's play the whole C part now through, written first time and then with the variation second time. So. Now with the variation. Let's do that again a bit slower. Right, on to the D part. So some variations that I use on this. Yeah, so I'll play it through as written and then I'll show you a little variation that I do. So a little variation that you can do. So what I'm doing is I'm going down to the A and turning that. So rather than going, I'm going down to the A. So each time I'm going down to the A. So as written, and then with the variation. So maybe try that, going down to the A. And the last part, so this is where we're going to have a cutting festival. So what's written? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tongue and cut, and it gives it a really nice accented feeling, a sense of movement on those high notes when you're cutting in. So when you're cutting them there like that, you need to coordinate your tonguing and your cutting finger so that they're exactly at the same time. So slowly. And again, experiment with some of those triplets. So and again, if you want, you can put in those tight staccato triplets. So yep, I'm throwing a lot of ideas at you here, fast and furious. But, you know, have a go, try things out, and see how you get on with it. It's a great one for adding some sort of tripleted notes, whether you do them staccato or legato. Yeah, anyway, so let's play it through with the variations at 60. Again, see how you get on. There's no rush with any of this, so I'll just play it through at 60 so you can hear what I'm doing with the variations. You might like to try some yourself. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, so this has been a long and in-depth breakdown of the books the books of Oranmore. It's a great tune, loads you can do with it. So you're limited only by your imagination, and so try a few things out for yourself. And if you get an inspired idea, give it a go and throw it in. You know, it's all about variation. It's all about, if you're playing this tune through umpteen different times, then it gets a bit samey if you're playing the same thing every time. So it's always nice to have a bit of variation, and it does make it a bit more interesting for you as a player, to just try a few different things out. But yeah, I mean, have a go, see how you get on with it. So this is coming to the end now of this tune breakdown of the books of Oranmore. And as usual, if you found this video helpful, then it would be great if you could subscribe to my Whistleblowers YouTube channel. It's always great to get new subscribers. If you've got any questions, any future tune breakdowns, or any tutorials that you think would be helpful to you, then it'd be great to hear your suggestions. So for now, that's it. I'm going to leave you now with my version of the books of Oranmore. So thanks very much for sticking with me through this tutorial, Books of Oranmore. As usual, if you found this helpful in any way, it would be great if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, Whistleblowers YouTube channel. Yeah, so if any suggestions of future tutorials, or if you have any ideas for tune breakdowns, if you want to leave them in the comments below, that would be fantastic. So to finish off, I'll leave you with my version of the Books of Oranmore.